So what I'm hoping that what we saw last night at the council on the 24th of January 2012 is a new beginning for the Peoria and Peoria South Side, and what we will see actually happen, because if we start to participate and start to say, well, we're not just going to take it like this anymore, then we can see great changes that happen in our community. And if, just like on last night, if people could go out, get registered to vote, show up at the polls, people will start to be respected about their voice, and I think that would make a real difference in what happens in Peoria, and specifically on Peoria South Side.
I agree, and there are nations as well as still parts of the United States where people are still fighting to ensure that they have the right to vote.
Right.
And then normally in Peoria it didn't take any more than an hour in terms of going to the polls, doing your voting and so forth.
Very convenient here.
And for as important as government is in our lives, I mean, they follow people from the birth certificate to the death certificate. I mean, you can't open a business, expand a business, can't even remodel your house without having a permit and so forth.
Right.
You would think something that was that important and invasive in your life, you would at least take an hour of your time to see to it that your vote counts. And it's not just enough to vote. It's not just enough to send you to City Hall to represent the district, but they too need to be at the meetings, because I knew when I was there, when certain people showed up, people would be looking at me, and particularly if they were people of color. What's on the agenda tonight to affect them? Because normally we don't go to those meetings, and we need to be at those meetings whether there's something that specifically involves us or not. They should always be there, but particularly if something's going to impact the first district. I kind of smile when I hear about the tragedy in terms of what's happening to this nation and the state of Illinois and the city of Peoria, when you talk about the high unemployment of 9%. Wouldn't you be happy if all your district had was 9% unemployment?
Wow.
I mean,
it's like 25%.
At least.
I was trying to pull off those numbers from the labor market. In Illinois, we're at the 9, well, the nation is at 8.5% right now, which that's what's going on in the nation. But in Illinois, we're over 10%. I mean, we're over 10% in unemployment. So the numbers are higher in Illinois than what's going on in the nation. And I would submit that whatever's happening in the city, in the first district, it's even triple what is going on in those numbers. So when we ask the questions, what's going on and why is there so much crime and why are all these things going on, you have to look at the fact of the real situation that people are in right now.
That part is true.
And that makes it very difficult for us to endorse the state of the city as an overall picture of what's going on. I think there's another part of the city that there's things going on that people really don't know about. But here's again my conclusion to that part of it is that on the state of the city is that I think that I feel pretty good today and encouraged by the fact that I see people now willing and wanting to participate.
Well, that's great.
And so if we can just take advantage of this opportunity where there's a fire that's been started, and if we throw a few more sticks on the fire, we can cause a great flame to burn within our community that can really take away a lot of problems that we've had, because we have the ability to change some things if we all work together.
And before we work together, we need to assume responsibility for ourselves. It begins with each of us. We need to make certain that our kid not only goes to school, but is doing the best they can in school. We need to, again, particularly in terms of the African American community, where education, when I was coming up in the 50s and 60s, was really stressed and emphasized by our parents. And today we need to make certain that we take advantage of the educational opportunities that are there. because I can tell you, I don't care what opportunities are out there. If you drop out of school, don't finish school, those opportunities are 90% closed to you. There's not too many things you can do today with less than a high school education. And unfortunately, we're having as many, if not more, kids dropping out of school than are graduating in school.
That's correct.
And you know, we can't look at the system to solve that as much as look at ourselves as students and look at as our children as parents to see to it that we go to school and we put ourselves in the best position of success.
But don't you feel that's changing now? I think that, I mean, I don't know how involved you've been in the schools right now, but I believe that the things that people are going through now, I think people have been down long enough, disconnected long enough that they are ready to be involved so that we can make a change.
So, yeah.
So you know, I'm encouraged by the fact that what we had talked about as what the picture looked like, if we frame it where it was, I see something different now. I see young people wanting to be engaged. I see young people wanting to be a part of education. They're looking for opportunities to go back to school and to change their situation. You know, you can be down so long that you can just be tired of being down and you're ready to get up. And I feel that's where we are right now. So what we want to do is try to make sure that people understand the opportunities that are there and make sure that the things that are available right now to help people, not only in District 1, but within the city, we want to be able to advocate to help them be able to take advantage of those things because we have things in place now that we've never had before.
Absolutely.
We have Peoria Promise, we have grants, we have opportunities. I mean, for anyone not to take advantage of it now, you know, you just don't want anything. And so what we want to do is encourage people to take advantage of those opportunities.
Yeah, I believe the mayor, when he was talking about Peoria Promise, made reference to about 1,000 students have taken advantage of going to ICC in the last 4 years, which is a thing that will allow you to go whether you can afford it or not.
Exactly.
That the money is available for you to go to school.
Yes.
And again, there's no excuse that can be, well, I can't afford it or whatever. But,
you know, someone's going to come up with one good excuse, but there shouldn't be any excuses at all. So, you know, that's one thing that's positive that's going on. But at the same time, you know, we have to understand what's going on with redistricting and the things that are going on around our city. We need to really have, I think you're an old ball player, they call it court awareness on what's happening around you. And you see what's going on with unemployment. They saying that things are getting better. For people that really want to work, there are jobs, even in Peoria, even for people that that look like us. So I mean, there are some things that we need to do as a community to make sure we make those connections, so we can pull ourselves out of this economic struggle that we seemingly have engaged in.
Well, I know Bashir Ali, who operates the city's workforce development program, they have excellent training programs, opportunities to help you to fill out applications. They have computers where you can search for jobs, and they have a lot of connections in the private sector and the public sector. But again, if you don't take the time to know about it or take the time to get involved and connect, and that's what we need. We need the Peoria connection in terms of people becoming connected. You have served 3 terms?
I've served, well, 2, and I'm in the middle.
You're in the middle of your 3rd term?
I'm at the end of my 3rd term.
Well, God bless you. I served 1 and it wore me out. And do you think you'll be wanting to run again, or you think you've done your contribution?
I think I've done my contribution to the city council.
Okay.
But of course, we're still going to be involved in other things. There's other things that we'd like to do within the community that would allow us to work more on a full-time basis. And so, you know, we're looking at those opportunities and trying to explore, you know, what is the right fit. And so we think there's more work for us to do, but not on the city council.
Well, I tell you, in behalf of the community as a whole, and particularly the 1st District, I want to applaud your interest and your involvement in working for the constituents, particularly in your district, but the city as a whole. And I hope that whoever follows you will be as committed in terms of seeing to it that the 1st District is well represented, as well as the city of Peoria is well represented. And again, I want to thank you, Clyde, for the years I've known you, and I want to compliment you on the job you've done. And maybe there's somebody sitting out there tonight who may be finding out, well, if Clyde's not going to run again, maybe I need to give some thought to getting involved. And
Sure.
I would also invite them. I know you got a million phone calls already, but if there's somebody out there that may be interested, may want to give you a call just to get an idea, hey, what issues are there that's going on that you can give me a heads up on, and that type of a thing. So that, I mean, it's like a track meet, it's a relay. As you pass the baton on whoever the citizens elect, and it is not somebody that you can appoint, but the folks have to get out, sell themselves, and be supported by our community. But I would hope that we won't miss a beat as a community and as a 1st District in terms of the leadership that you provided. And again, I want to thank you again from the bottom of my heart, and whatever involvement that you have, I hope that you will continue, and I'm certain you will in your own way.
I will.
To meet the needs of our community through your personal leadership and in whatever way in which your association can be through others. Well, that closes our program for tonight. And again, I want to thank you for watching Captions. And please tune in next week. And again, get involved. Whether you're a councilman or not, you still are a somebody. And I invite you to get involved first in your family's life, your neighborhood, your district, and your community. This is Andre Bohannon, thanking you for watching Captions, saying good night. God bless you.